What's going on YouTube? It's Freedom, welcome back to the channel, and we got another one for you. Another cheap wireless gaming mouse, this time from a company I'm actually aware of, Blackshark. They've made gaming phones before, it's actually how I know them. I actually didn't know that they made mice too, but this is a wireless gaming mouse called the BSM1. Now, does that BS just stand for Blackshark? Or bullshit? So let's get into this. Alright guys, and here it is, fresh off the Amazon truck. I gotta say, the packaging is actually quite nice. So let's go ahead and get this guy cracked open. Now honestly, I don't really ever go for really cheap mice. I don't really seek cheap mice out, but I actually am aware of this company, like I said. So now my intrigue has been tickled here on, are these mice even that good? So, like I said, because I've known this company, let's pop it on open. Okay, and there we go. Alrighty, so thank you for choosing Blackshark. Fair enough. Little user guide manual, and oh, wait a minute. Here's something interesting. I didn't even know this was going to come with that. It looks like it has a replaceable back end, kind of like a Ponage or like an Extrafy. Okay, fair enough. Curious what's going to be in the box. So we're going to start with the box first here. Probably some type of cable, I would assume. Yep, okay, there's your cable. It's a really nice braided cable. It's actually a really nice flexible braided cable that's USB-C to USB Type-A. Okay. You can actually tell from my voice here, I'm like, kind of like a genuine little shock. Standard little USB dongle here. Small back plate. Wait, what's this? The battery? Wait, what? Does that mean I can use this mouse wired without a battery? Or wireless with the battery? Okay, so there's the physical mouse itself. I'm not actually sure how I feel about these like fake holes here. I don't know, because the ones on the left and the right actually are not fake. Interesting. Okay, well, let's dive a little bit deeper into this guy. So on the bottom, it's just regular black PTFE feet, nothing too fancy. The shape of it, though, is actually kind of nice. It's very Viper-esque, honestly. Kind of feels like a mixture between a Viper. Yeah, absolutely feels like a Viper, but I'm really now interested about this backplate. So how does this come off? Do you just... Okay, so this just gets pulled out of the back. Looks like it's held on. It's held on by magnets. All right, so the backplate comes off, and sure enough, look at that. The battery's not installed on this guy, so you could have this as a wired mouse or wireless mouse. So let me actually put the battery in. Whoa, look at that, just came to life on me. Okay, that's really cool. Actually, let's try it with the lighter backplate. So lighter backplate just goes in like that. Ooh, okay. Now, I honestly can't find anything else on the website regarding the specs of this thing. It says that it's got a 10,000 DPI sensor. It does give me the weights, which this is cool. So with this shell on there currently, it's coming in at 103 grams. With the solid body shell, comes in at 105 grams. And then if you decide to run it without the battery, it's coming in at 90 grams. So the modularity on this mouse is really surprising. Okay, so this is actually the configuration I think I'm going to run with it, though, is with the battery in, because I want my wireless, with the honeycomb back, so this is going to come in at that 103 grams. It's a little bit heavier than I would necessarily like my mouse. And then the only thing they say for the switches is that they're 30 million clicks. I don't know exactly who makes them, but let me just get a little sound test here. And alright, honestly, the 1 and 2 feel great. The mouse wheel actually feels fantastic. Honestly, it's these side buttons. Not only are these side buttons just really thin, this back one that I actually use the most has the most pre-travel out of all the buttons and feels really mushy. There's really not a nice feel to that one. The front one feels great, no issues on that one. And these front two ones are here just really crisp. I'm really liking this mouse. when it comes down to it. So, obviously, that was just kind of an unboxing of this mouse. This is kind of the first impressions of the unboxing of the product. We're going to go into this little game footage to show that I did use this mouse, I did test it, or if you guys want to hop in the live stream and ask me questions while I'm using this mouse, we're going to hop into that, and then we're going to go into some final thoughts and whether or not you should pick this thing up. But I'm here to tell you right now, just out of first impressions and first unboxings, I'm pretty impressed for $26.
Control an objective. We've lost control of an objective. An objective is under attack. They're attacking one of our objectives. Taking sector Bravo. You've nearly exhausted the hostiles retreating.
And there you go, guys, some game footage there for you. We did manage to get 44 kills in that game with this mouse, and honestly, I can't really say too many bad things about it. Only being for $28, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, it's a little bit on the heavier side. It's not really my style. I could get used to it, honestly. I could tweak my DPI settings, in-game senses, and just muscle memory over time to get used to this mouse. Now, I will say it does creak a little bit. Nothing too crazy, though. It's pretty well built. And for under $30, I'm pretty impressed with this little guy. And of course, the more I use the mouse, the more I realize it's kind of more like a G Pro wireless, honestly. A little bit more curved in the buttons, but the actual body of it feels a lot like that. So the dimensions of this mouse is just coming in at 129.5 millimeters in length, 65 millimeters in width, and 40 millimeters in height. So it's kind of got more of a G Pro thing going on. And honestly, for $30, I'm pretty impressed with this mouse. I was not expecting to have this level of modularity with the back plates, the removable battery. I've actually tried it. You can remove the battery altogether, put the wire in there, and actually play it without the back covers or anything like that to save yourself some extra weight. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive for what you're getting here. I will say the battery's life isn't too stellar. They're boasting 16 hours without any kind of RGB, and you're roughly going to get about 6 hours with RGB turned on. So be prepared to charge this thing quite a bit. Now, I plugged it in every single night, so I never had an issue with the battery. But just know, if you're doing really long gaming sessions, you're probably going to use that cable. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that cable's actually quite nice. It's not super flexible, but it's better than some other companies that I've definitely seen out there for 3 times the cost of this one. And just honestly, in terms of buttons here, like I said, the buttons are really good. They feel nice and crisp. It's just these side buttons that are really giving me kind of an issue, this back guy in particular. It could just be my copy, but you can clearly tell that it's just not that great. And of course, this mouse does come with some software, so you can download it from Blackshark's website, and it's pretty basic. You can just change the basic color profiles on the mouse, the RGB that goes along the bottom of the mouse, as well as your DPI settings, lift-off distance, and pulling hertz. It's pretty basic software, but it's pretty impressive that they were able to make software, build this mouse, have it pretty robust and modular, and everything for under $30. I'm still incredibly impressed. Not to mention, this guy's also a dual mode mouse. So this guy also has Bluetooth built in as well. So you got the 2.4 gigahertz plus Bluetooth, the modularity, the wired connections, fairly solid scroll wheel clicks. I'm having a hard time even finding the negatives, really. Outside of the PTFE feet that's on here, the weight, that's just a personal preference of mine though. And honestly, I was able to play Battlefield with it, no problem. I played some Apex games with this, no problem. I naturally had to get used to it. But other than that, I don't know, guys. Because when it comes down to it at the end of the day, Should you pick this mouse up for under $30? Is this a viable option for those who don't want to spend an awful lot of money? And I gotta say, personally, yeah, I would definitely pick this thing up. I'm still incredibly impressed with what you're getting, the build quality, the modularity. I know I keep saying that, but like, you know, what's not to love here? It's completely wireless, 2 different forms of wireless. It's got USB-C. You find a way to maybe change out these feet, you know, maybe find if some replacements or just kind of stick your own underneath there. I've seen some people do. But other than that, the performance is pretty decent. I mean, it's only a 10,000 DPI sensor, but like, I didn't really notice that much of an issue here. The grip is very comfortable. It can handle my relaxed claw, kind of palmish grip fairly well. It's just, could you handle a mouse that's roughly around 100 grams? If the answer is yes, and you can learn to kind of get by with that, you know, when the whole market is flooded with the really super light mice, is that something that you would want to get? If the answer is yes, I'd say pick it up. It's fantastic. Of course, if you're on a budget. And honestly, you could have this thing on a desk because it's got the, you know, the holes, kind of that modern looking mouse style to it, that sleekness to it. You could probably put that on your desk just like that, and most people probably won't even realize that it's a $30 mouse. So, wow, that's all I got to say about this guy. And alright, everyone, that is the review of the Blackshark Mako M1 mouse. And honestly, like I said, I'm very impressed for 30 bucks. I can't nitpick it too much for its price point. But I will have my Amazon affiliate links for this mouse in the descriptions below, as well as all my social media. So if you guys want to hit me up on social media and ask me any questions you'd like. Other than that, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Stay awesome.